Rihanna's birthday party.
Bang, bang,
That's
bang.
been my biggest one.
We all there. We all there. We all there.
She needs a wolf roll. You know, I did a Fenty joint recently. I just know it's gonna fit her aura. But like right before the pandemic is when I found out about Happy Munkey. So it was like 2019. So it was like, okay, here I got a little taste of like what it is to be in the cannabis scene, smoking and then turning up. And then we shut down. Like that made no sense to me. I was like, I finally found a place where I could like chill and vibe because I don't drink.
Right.
I don't be in a bar. I'm not a club person. I'm not a lounge person. You know, like a hookah lounge and I don't like.
Right.
So it was like, oh, I could smoke weed and chill. Oh no, this is we lit.
I didn't know it existed. I was still shop.
The first time I went, there was a building like a couple of feet next to you. There's like a penthouse that has a penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember y'all saying it was like the 6th floor. We go into this building, and the delivery guy was going up to the 6th floor. So he was like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever. We get out, and it was someone's home. And it was me, another guy named D, and Courtney. And we was like, I don't think this is the spot. Then we went to another spot next door, and it was a modeling agency company. I was like, I know I'm coming for pictures, but I don't think this is the spot neither.
Yo, because you came with Tech.
Yeah.
Because Tech, we was doing like one of our first photo shoots.
Yeah, he reached out on
When
Instagram.
we went to Roof and all this other stuff. So we wanted to make sure that we get, you know, the female stoners, right? Because at the time, remember this, it wasn't a lot of female stoners out there. So Tech, you know, took it upon himself and reached out to, you know, any girl who was willing to kind of come outside and just hang out and kind of do a photo shoot, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of did like a lounge photo shoot at the studio. I'll actually send you some of those pictures so you could put it up on this episode. You'll be like pop, 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 and you'll see Wolf in there.
That was my first time like stepping out doing something and like other than smoking online, like
right.
stepping out into the space and being like, all right, let's see what this is about.
What you thought when you saw the vibe? And
Oh no, that's it. That was hooked. That's what it was like. That was in 2019. I just got out, like, my car accident was 2018. So I was like, oh, let me do something productive because I'm going to be smoking mad weed. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to be an online influencer. Text Lit in the DM and was like, hey, there's a spot called Happy Munkey. We're doing a photo shoot. I'll come up. And I was like, all right. I came with my best friend because I was like, what if they try to kidnap me?
Yep.
I don't know this spot. It's about weed. And we went, and like I said, the vibes was just immaculate. I think we came back for the second night, like for the night to do the second shoot, and we wound up chilling there and doing a shoot. Yeah, I think somebody dressed. It was the Dr. Green guy came through. Because he wasn't there for the first part of the photo shoot, but he was there for the second part.
We wild. We be doing wild shit. And that was a good time, and I think that was like a moment in time where even that last year, 2019, is when it really hit. That's when it really, like, everybody really came through, and it became like a phenomenon in the city. And that's why, like, to me, you know, I remember Kim was like, yo, I'm hiring Wolf to do this. I'm like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, so just so you know, you are an online influence, right? Because you did this for a living. You know, people hired you to do this, right? So you did this for a living, and now we're here.
Now we're here.
Yeah,
I remember getting a call to come do the event for you guys, and I was like, wait, you're going to pay me to roll up?
Yep.
I was like, that's not true. Like, you're not going to pay me.
That was me on my bullshit. I was like, we needed something extra. I was like, it's time. All right, we're doing parties again. Let's do something extra. Like, what you mean, let's do something extra? And then let's pay somebody to roll up blunts.
Yeah.
Like, well, who's going to? Wolf. What you mean?
Because I was like, I used to roll always my Dutches with water because I don't like the taste of leaf. So I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, just switch it to paper. Like, can you do it with paper? And I was like, yeah, you could just, that works. I was using my finger and just like.
And that's it. And now we're here. And now
we're here.
And now I got this bedazzled ass.
Listen, the bedazzled was
blunt,
Kim.
y'all.
This was Kim B.
Ah,
she was
shout out to Kim B.
Yeah, shout out to Kim B. We was at the CWCB Expo. She got weed in her teeth and she was upset. And she was like, oh, I don't want to have weed in my teeth anymore. She was like, can you do something with a filter and then something like super girly and like pretty, like sparkly? And I was like, let me figure that out. And then I did this at you guys' rooftop event, 710. When I did the rooftop. And then, everybody was like, they didn't know my name. They just remembered, like, that badass bitch rolling fat ass joints with the bedazzles on it.
That's it. Yeah. There you
and
go.
I was like, I heard you.
There you go.
And then after that, it hasn't slowed down since.
That was the Gallo Green 710 event. That was the vibe. I remember that.
Yeah,
That one was
because
nice.
we, this is New York Fly, and we wanted to kind of like elevate it somehow, right?
Right.
Because I know, California, West Coast, just everywhere. I know people have been real clever with rolling and stuff like that. But I'm like in New York, and we saw most customers didn't even want to roll; they just wanted a quick pre-roll or something like that, right? So if like for those who kind of can't roll and still want like a fly ass blunt or joint or whatever, it's like Wolf could definitely do that.
Yeah.
And there you go. And then now, again, we got
Right.
these.
Down to the artwork. I mean, it gets so specific as far as like the different bands now, because it's like we're in Halloween season, so it's Halloween bands, Halloween filters. So you might have like ghost in your filter art or something like a pumpkin.
Come on,
I think
God.
you have a ghost.
I
in
got
yours.
a ghost on mine, man.
You got a
Shout out
ghost
to the
in yours.
ghost.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that something that started like a hobby like that now take you around the world? Like I said earlier, ran into you in Spain, Cannabis. Like,
Nah.
to have you, be known like that for something that you love doing.
Yeah, honestly, nah. Like I didn't, I couldn't imagine like how far it would actually go. Like I'm telling you, when y'all told me to roll up blunts, I was like, people get paid for this.
Yeah, you get paid for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so it was kind of like, okay, I met people across the way, learned tricks, and was like, all right, let's get something going here. And then, like I said, once I put the bedazzles on it and like finalized that that's the look of it, it got to the point where like I was giving the men non-bedazzle rolls, and I started getting looked at funny, and they was like, "Oh, I don't feel special."
I want my shit bedazzled too. I want my shit
And I was
looking
like,
fly.
"Oh, because I thought it was too girly," and they was like, "No," and I was like, "All right." Then I started looking at more guyish bands,
Nah,
but to say that it took me
fuck
to
that.
Spain,
yeah, come
that's-
on, come on.
that's
Come
crazy.
on, come on! I seen your one pager.
Yeah.
Your shit, you been all over now,
Right,
right?
right,
So
nah,
it's
you
just,
know?
it's we gotta respect it, because it's like I was telling Vlad and Jordan before. I was like, we gotta get Wolf on, right? And they both agreed. They didn't even like, they didn't
Right.
like hesitate or whatever. I was like, we gotta get Wolf on. And they didn't even ask me because they kind of already knew.
Right.
But I kind of wanted to emphasize why, right? Because I think I've watched the growth in the last 5 years, right? It's not like we just spoke. You kind of
Yeah.
thought it was only, but it's been 5 years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So, we saw when we first hired you to come roll, when you first did the bedazzle, till Vlad bump into you into Spain on your own merit.
Right.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's a growth there. Whether you see it,
Yeah, no, yeah.
there's a growth there, right?
Right.
People hire you to do this thing, which I love. You know what I'm saying? Sure, we were the first. Cool. I'll
You
take
guys
the
started
credit.
it.
We started the situation. I
Right.
don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that you took it serious,
Yeah.
right? Because you could have just played with it and not been hired and not been sent to Spain and not
Right, no.
could have just been a local roller or whatever, right? But that's not the case. The
Yeah.
case is that now you go all over the fucking place because you're a fucking dope ass roller.
Yeah.
That's just facts. That's not even like
Appreciate it, yeah.
us playing around, right? So that's really what it is, man.
It's cool to think about, like, we say like New York, we pay for luxury. So if we don't got to do that shit, we'll pay somebody else to do that shit.
100%.
But then when you really think about it, like, people have cigar rollers.
Yes.
People get fancy drinks and nice plates of food and things of that nature. Why don't we change the look of what smoking looks like? Because it could be known to be such a negative thing. But, like, this is beautiful. Like,
This is beautiful,
Yeah, this
ladies and
is
gentlemen.
beautiful.
I don't roll shit like this.
Yeah.
Y'all seen my
Look.
blunts here. My shits be like whatever.
it got to the point where I had to turn them into necklaces.
Yeah, come on,
because
God.
people kept saying like they were too pretty to throw away. 90% of the time when someone gets a wolf roll, the first one is like, I don't want to smoke it. Oh, it's too pretty to throw away.
Right. It's
And
like,
it's like,
am I
I
supposed
get
to
it.
smoke this? But I'm
Right.
like, yeah, I'm smoking this shit.
Right.
This shit look great.
It's worth this. I don't give tubes out for a reason because I want people to smoke at events. But what happens is people still take them home. So, I appreciate it either or. But like, even like a small clip like this, you could dip it. Crystal has one that she turned into a keychain.
Wow.
And it's on her keychain for her like office space.
That's dope.
It's like,
That's dope. That's
possibilities
dope.
endless. I got one that's an earring. That, and my cages are pretty big.
Gentlemen, she got all sorts of shit. She's done. How about this, right? We go way back to the fact that she did this art piece for us back here. It's the only art piece that we have with the girl monkey, right? A girl monkey doesn't exist. She made
Right.
it. She is the girl
I am the
monkey,
girl
all right?
monkey,
So
that's a fact.
you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Wolf is the monkey, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
She's one of us forever, man.
Right.
I can't lie.
Nah,
This is
it
great.
fits so perfect because it looks like he has like a gi on, and I
Yes.
used to train in the martial arts.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is like a full circle moment.
Oh, look at that.
You
See?
know, so I
look at
trained
that.
like from, I think it was like 12 until I was like 17, 18, and I made it up to my second degree, and then I stopped.
She got hands, y'all. That's basically she's just telling y'all, just in case you
No,
get. We friendly.
get it twisted.
hippie.
Look, I took a 6-week fighting course because when I used to fight, I used to say sorry. Like when I would hit people, I'd be like, oh, sorry. Right. And right before I went to get my black belt, they was like, you can't do that shit on your test. Right. And I trained with the guy that did Ninja Turtles. He was like Raphael in the Ninja Turtles.
Whoa.
Yeah, he did a 6-week fighting course. My dad was like,
okay.
He wanted the best, you know, like, and that guy taught me not to say sorry. It was real.
She'll break your nose.
So what was
she'll roll it blunt.
Nice.
what was like one of the craziest experiences or situations that rolling has gotten you into, like as far as like being around people, places, and things that you would have never thought that rolling would take you to?
I think it was the creativity of it. So, like, chilling with my peoples.
Yeah, shout out to Sean and
you know,
Frankie. They're
shout
back
out to
here.
Sean
Y'all
and
can say
Frankie.
what's up.
Okay, in the building.
We were chilling with a friend, Gina, who came from Cali. And Frankie was rolling this, like, skinny 1-grammer. And I was looking at it, and I was like, you going to roll that out here? Like, I'm rolling this, like, 5-gram joint in front of his face. And he's like, he took it personal, and I felt bad because, like, realistically, I shouldn't judge what he was rolling.
Uh-huh.
But then he takes his joint, and he puts it inside my joint. And then Gina from Cali, she's like, oh, wait, no, let's put some concentrate in there. So I wound up lining it up with concentrate. So I put a line of concentrate on each side of the joint, roll it up, you know, we smoke it. And we go to ash it, and there's 2 ashes. Like, the first ash is the big joint.
Right.
And then there's a separation because of the concentrate. So the joint in the inside, you have to ash it, too. It doesn't just ash at one point. Like, so I think the creativity of doing something like that, like, we call that a jointception now.
Jointception.
A jointception.
This is a real stoner episode, ladies and gentlemen, just so y'all know. Like, this, you know, I know we bring OGs, this and that, everything of the above. Today we're bringing it back to the stoner essence, all right?
Stoner
Because
essence.
we got the stoners in the room, they smoking in the back. We here with, you know, Wolf. This is it. This is it right here.
You know, we're working on this new piece. Hopefully it's gonna come soon. It's Newbud inspired, probably about like 40 grams of flour, maybe like 12 grams of concentrate.
Oh, shout out to you. Welcome to the 40 Club.
Happy 40th.
Happy 40th.
Right. So, you know,
Shit.
I think, like, the creativity of playing with inside, like, I'm pretty sure I'm the first person to put a star-shaped hash hole. Like,
man.
to do a star-shaped hash hole. Like, when you smoke it, it's a star.
Hold up. We ain't going to skip the 40 gram part. Wait.
Okay.
We ain't going to skip that.
Yeah, the 40 grams.
40 grams on what, though? We supposed to be rolling that? What is that? Is that going on a bong? What is that? 40 grams?
Marty Missile. Marty, there's a guy named Marty. And he does, like, these missiles. So he has, like, a pound missile, and then he has, like, these half-pound missiles. So pretty much it's a metal base, a glass base, and it looks like a rocket ship. So it has paper, but I'm going to take the paper apart, and I really just want to use the filter. So I'm going to just take his filter, because it looks like it's a big glass piece. You know, take that filter, wrap the paper around it, and do a jointception inside of a seption.
Okay.
A trip session.
If you saw the movie Inception, it was like a dream within a dream.
Yep.
They was trying to achieve the third Inception, a dream within a dream within a
The
dream.
dream, yes.
So that's what we're trying to achieve with this 40 grams. So it's going to be
3 ashes.
inside of another joint.
So
Matrix.
This shit sounds, bro, it sounds crazy. It sounds like I'm going to sleep after that, and I'm probably going to go a dream inside another dream inside another dream. Like, what the fuck? Like,
you know, but that's the beauty of it. Like, it's playing around with the flower, seeing what we can do with it. Like, I see there's, you know, some dope rollers where it's a lot of, you know, kind of like paper mache pieces where, you know, they create these, like, really extravagant pieces. That's so dope. But now I'm trying to, like, I've been playing around with focusing on the inside of the artwork. So, like, putting a star inside of a joint. I don't know if you've ever seen something like
Nah, that's you.
Yeah.
You.
We call it a Death
you.
Star.
I never seen that.
You.
We call
My
it
homegirl
Death
called it a Death Star.
Yeah,
I
we
saw
put-
it.
I put a paw print inside before. I made like a paw print shape.
Nice.
So it like looks like a paw print. One of the paws was a little off, but we're working on it. So, you know, like playing with that artwork, like I'm sure I could almost do a logo. Just put me in a fucking freezer. Someone put me in a freezer.
Put her in the freezer, God. She need
And,
that.
you know, like,
she
really-
need that meat freezer.
Right,
that
you know, create some shit, because like honestly, it's like clay. It's clay.
It's all right. The meat freezer is crazy.
Hold on. Oh wait. Okay, maybe not a meat freezer.
The Rocky freezer.
I'm
When
surprised
Rocky
you
had
didn't catch that.
the Rocky, you know the shit when Rocky had, you know. It's all good. It's all good. We you know.
Cut, scratch.
Nah, man.
What's the first freezer you think of?
So, all right. So we ask everybody when they come on the podcast. You know, I'm not. We can go. You know, yeah. I guess I'll introduce you. Right. Let's do that. Right. Because I already know there's a lot of people that already know you and they already watched it. Right. But I'll make sure that everybody knows who you are before you walk out of here. So, ladies and gentlemen, obviously. We just walked into this podcast today. We ain't even like, you know, no intro, no nothing.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that, you know, everybody gets to know who you are at this moment. Today, we got our friend, our homie, best roller in the fucking planet. Fuck it. I'ma just co-sign that. And if anybody feel froggy, you know, go ahead, jump. I know y'all crafty over there, and y'all do a lot of craft work, and shit look cute, and y'all do frogs, and y'all do bottles and shit that looks like. But she rolls blunts and she rolls joints. That's what's important to me, not all the fancy. You know, you can make a joint out of a hat because it get crazy. Like niggas get crazy. They do fucking statues out of things.
Yeah.
Cool. But this is our homie. We seen her grow. We so proud. She's been all over the fucking world. I ain't even trying to exaggerate. And she will continue to do this just off what I just said, right? Just being able to roll and make it a style of
And
her
she's
own.
a true Yorker, and she's
True
been rocking
Yorker.
with us from day one.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Our friend, our homie, ladies and gentlemen, Wolf, motherfucking Stoner. Everybody.
Yo,
You know.
I want to go back and find who howled at me first. 'Cause that was ingenious.
Hey, it's yours now.
Yeah.
It's yours. It's you. And before we get crazy, we continue with the conversation. I want to make sure that we ask you this, especially you, the Stoner. Give me your first experience getting high. What was the love story there? Tell me your love story. Your first time. What was the music?
Yeah.
Was it a blunt? Was it a bong? Was it in the projects? Was it on the roof? Like, give me, you know what I mean? Tell me everything.
All right. So I was like strongly against weed. I saw it as like very bad growing up. Like if you smoke weed, you wasn't gonna do anything with yourself, you know. And I saw it firsthand. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm not gonna smoke weed. I go in my second year of college. My best friend invites me out to her school. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do my semester where she goes to school at. So like she's very hush hush about it. But we're at a party and they offer her to smoke, and she's like, oh, I gotta go smoke. And I smoke weed, but like, you cool with that? And I was like, yeah, you can smoke, just don't ask me to smoke. Like,
Right.
Respectfully, do your thing, I don't care. So it was like a party I was at, and there was this cool guy, he was a drug dealer. And
Drug dealers are always cool.
yeah, you know.
You know how that shit
You
go.
walk in the room, everybody's like, you know. And he, you know, asked me if I wanted to smoke, and I was like, no, I don't smoke weed, like, it's whatever. And, you know, the room of people were like, oh, maybe you should try it. And I was like, whatever.
Peer pressure, baby.
Yeah, you know, I was like, all right, I feel comfortable. I'm around my peoples, my best friends there. I'm in good hands.
Right.
I take a pull or two, and I'm like, not for me. Like, I didn't.
Because it didn't do nothing.
Didn't do
right.
shit. Yeah, I was in the room. I didn't get the contact, whatever. I didn't feel nothing. So then my best friend's boyfriend was like, yo, we're going to hot box the bathroom. Like, I'm going to teach you how to smoke. He was like, you didn't do
He
it
was
right.
Like, you gonna get high,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like,
Right.
you ain't, like, you ain't gonna play me.
Right. So everybody else is in class, and we're like hot boxing the bathroom. And he's like, every time you smoke, you're going to go, make that sound. And I was like, okay. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
I walked out of that bathroom, and like now everybody's like kind of out of class, so they're like chilling in his dorm, And I was like so social. I wasn't social before that. I was a
Right.
quiet person. I mean, I'm still kind of quiet, but like I was like super shy. I was talking to everybody in the room, and I was like, "Hey, how's your day going?" Like, oh,
Right.
what did you do today? You know, I was like, and then after that, like that's what she wrote.
Right,
that's
that's
what made
it.
me sense.
How old were you when that happened?
20, like a little over 21.
Wow, you're one of the rare ones.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
rare.
I
We
was-
got
I told you, I
hey,
was
bloomer.
bad growing up,
See,
yeah.
yo, listen, we got 115 episodes or something, right, Jordan? We got we
Yeah.
let out like 103, but we got a lot on the fold, right?
Uh,
Most of everyone we spoke to, 90%, started when they was like anywhere from like 12 to like 16 years old.
damn,
Everyone.
damn.
So I'm glad we got a rare unicorn right here.
You got a late bloomer.
yeah, no, for sure. Because like I would drink more because like that was like more custom. Like my parents, like again, I saw it firsthand not be good. You know, like my dad used to do it when before I was born and shit like that. When
Right.
he found out my mom was pregnant, he gave up everything. You know, so it was like I didn't see that side of him. You know, so anybody around me that was doing it was known to be negative. So I was just like, I don't want to do it. But then, you know, the room felt comfortable, and I was like, oh, I'll just try it. And then when I like hotboxed it with my best friend's boyfriend at the time, I was like, wow, I don't need to drink to feel social.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was
No,
it.
yeah, that was it.
That was
I
it.
stopped drinking like that, and
That
I
was
just
it.
started smoking more and more. I remember telling my parents like when I smoked, and I was like, oh, I got to tell you guys something. Both of them separately had their response was like, you're pregnant? I was like, no, you have to have sex to be pregnant. Still a virgin. I smoke weed. Like, you know, like.
They're like, that's it?
Yeah.
You ain't smoking crack?
Yeah.
They're
My dad was like, you pay your own bills, you support yourself. Yeah, you good. Like,
Right.
just don't let it consume your life. As long as you can provide for yourself and you're being productive, do what you need, you know?
Shit, look at you now, being super productive and
super productive
you know,
and high.
and high.
So it's like, it's cool, like, because growing up, if you told me this was my career.
Right. Yeah, you wouldn't
No way.
No way.
No way. Like, even with my parents, like I said, that's not what they thought. You know?
Shout out to your best friend.
Shout out to
Do
Courtney.
you remember what it was? Like, was it a joint, a blunt, or
I think it was a blunt. Because they used to smoke Dutches a lot.
Dutchess?
Yeah, the Dutches. You know,
Shout
they
out
were
to
from the
Dutchess,
hood.
man. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting, man. I'm still waiting. We here. Send me some boxes, something.
One
One
day
day
they
one day.
One day, man.
We're
I'm
gonna get it.
I'm still true to the Dutch God.
Yeah.
Send, you know,
Yeah.
send me something.
But now I smoke a lot of papers. I like a good leaf here and there.
So,
Hash
Wolf,
hoes.
what do you think from that moment to like you coming in 2019 to the lounge, watching how cannabis was stigmatized in New York, how it was underground, to where we are now in New York, where there's over 200 dispensaries and
Yeah.
you can smoke anywhere in front of cops, all kinds of shit. How do you feel like that transition? Like, you ever thought you would see this? How has that transition been
No,
as far as
yeah.
like in New York, you being here your life and seeing how it was like in the basements and the hallways to
Right.
this?
Honestly, I didn't really know. Like, I didn't keep up on, like, the legal part of it, right? Like, I was very much recreational growing up and, like, smoking and, you know, I got the privilege to smoke indoors all the time. I didn't really have to, like, worry about the cops type shit. But then, like...
Plus, you started
Every-
late. You know,
everybody-
it's
Yeah, then
different.
I
It's
started
like
late.
Everybody had
Yeah.
to smoke inside or they're going to jail. That's
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but like, right. But like, I never even thought to smoke outside, like in staircases or like, I didn't smoke in staircases or nothing. Like, I was always in a house. Like, once I told my parents I smoke, I was able to smoke at home. Right. You know, it was like, be where I know you're comfortable versus somewhere where like you can get caught up. You know, like that wasn't going to be their vibes. You know, even when it came down to drinking, it was like, drink at home because I know you're safe here, you know? But seeing it now and like even just hearing like other people's stories, like it's just mind blowing to think that this is where we are right now. Like this is even a career for me. Like, you know, like again, telling my younger self that this was gonna be an option, told you no way. But like then I saw how productive people in the cannabis space is. Like, let's be real, like there's a lot of productivities. This is why we're here now. You know, so like to bring it back to that where it was like I was so misled. You know, like I saw a personality trait, not because of cannabis, but because that's the person. You know, if you're a failure, you're gonna be a failure. You know, it doesn't matter what you take, because people take other things. You know, like, people take other things, but everything has to be done in moderation.
It goes down at the boulevard. We ain't. You know, this ain't
some cannabis.
Yeah.
This is my thing. But
that's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show.
A whole nother show.
But you know, again, that's not for me to judge anymore. You know, as long as, again, you are productive and you are handling your life business, your personal life, and you know you're not a bad person. Listen, that's your business. Everybody has a vice. You know.
So what's coming up next for Wolf? What do you got in the works? 2025 is around the corner.
Yeah, 2025 is around the corner. I just want to do more for like community in a sense. I had this idea of like doing something that's very community based that highlights, you know, the wolf rose in a way. I don't want to give it up what it is, but it highlights the wolf rose.
Don't give it up, but
then also highlights the people, you know, that is smoking them. So like, I want to do a shoot where I can get like quotes of like someone smoking a wolf roll and saying a quote on it, and describing like maybe their first time getting one, or like when did they first come across me, you know?
Something of that nature. You want to start building some sort of content.
Right, you know, because like ideally I would love to get like a clip of everybody just saying like I don't want to smoke it, because that's 90% of the reaction, if not 99% of the reaction. Like, and so it's
true.
too
It's
pretty.
like,
I don't want to
like,
smoke
am I
it.
supposed to smoke this? But I'm like,
like that shit on fire.
I'm about to smoke this because it's fire. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and then like, if you're putting good weed in it, that's even fire. Like, you want to smoke it. It's like getting an art piece, right? You know, you got this like nice Monet picture, but like what kind of frame is that gonna go into?
I live in the present. And Vlad will tell you, we live in the present. We don't we don't. Sometimes we listen to like old school music, but we live in the present. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, most 9 times out of 10 we live in the present. But the one thing that I still my 10% is my Dutchess. Yeah. Right. So I know that I live in 2024, and most people don't smoke Dutchess, so they barely even know how to roll a Dutch. So the fact that she like gives me the perfect roll. And I've been around smoking Dutchess since, I don't know, 99, 2001 or some shit like that. Nobody has rolled a Dutch like Wolf, fam.
I appreciate
Get what
that.
I'm saying?
You're a one leaf guy.
I'm a one leaf. One leaf. Don't give me no 2 leaf. One leaf. I'm old.
And the first time I heard that, I was like,
yep. No
like
leaf. And she's like, I got you. Fuck it. I'm going to figure it out. And she gave brother, I got the privilege that anytime I walk into an event and I see Wolf, I go, yes. And she usually her lines are crazy. Like, it's like a bunch, like she got a bunch of people, like she got to build the system, nigga. She built the system, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Because people come, it's a line for people to get a roll from Wolf. So I have the privilege that anytime there's an event, I go, yes, Wolf is here, and I'm going to just give her something. I got her. Wolf. Don't worry, I got you. But you gotta wait a couple minutes. I got you. I got you. Yeah. But I get the privilege of always getting a Wolf roll because she's the best, and I smoke it. I don't fucking hold that shit because I know that's what she want anyway. So I'm like, I'm gonna smoke this shit, and the shit is gonna be the best roll ever, and I like cherish it. And I thank you, man.
I thank you because again, if it wasn't for that first initial gig, I told you I was gonna be an online influencer. I was never coming outside. Like, I was too shy. Like, I'm a shy person. So the fact that like my table allows me to, one, like interact with people, but on my time, and it's like more personal interactions. So I don't get flooded with like a bunch of people. Like, I'm shy still. Like, you know, I'm social because of the weed. But like nature, I'm like,
nah.
I don't want to talk.
I'm like, nah, you ready, Wolf, man? We talk about this shit all the time, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me and you talk all, you know, we get on phone, we chop it up, right? So I already know, like, this is gonna be easy for you. I already know, and then I'm glad once I started hearing, I'm about to go over there to they hire me to roll, and go over here, they hire me to roll. I'm going. I'm like, all right, cool.
Listen.
I'm like, they paying for your expenses? Well, they're like, well, they're paying me. I'm like, all right, cool. All right,
Yeah.
like, you know. So they taking care of you, and I like it because that's it. This is what you do, and you can add stuff to it, and you're innovative. You don't just stay stuck on one thing. And we talk about it. We talk about this all the time. You know, when you do something dope, people are gonna copy you. So just continue to just do dope shit. You know what I mean? And keep there, man. I think we're having a good time. I think this is dope.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the role.
It's been a year now that I've been smoking like only hash holes, right? And that's only.
Can describe a hash hole?
A hash hole is a joint rolled with like a worm in the middle, so some form of like concentrate. Like. Okay, a worm is like. When you guys gonna help me with the worm?
Like a line of concentrate right in the middle.
Yeah,
of the
but
blunt,
it's like imagine you have Play-Doh, like regular play, like clay, and you're like just mold it into like a little worm shape. You take that little worm and you throw it into your flour, like into the goal is to get it in the middle. Yes. You want to get it in the middle. You want the perfect hole. So you put it in the middle, and then you add more flour. You roll it up, and so when you smoke it, it burns like an actual like hole. I don't know if you can see that. Like a little donut, right? Mm-hmm. Or of that, like a donut. Yeah. So with that being said, it's a heavy hitter. We're talking about like you're doubling up on the THC.
I know that shit right knocking me out. As soon as you add concentrates to anything, I'm like, oh, come on, man. Y'all no fair. That shit is like, it's a goner for a player.
But I went to National Hash Hole Day last year, and I was sponsored to go. And it was like a big thing where they took
flex. That was a nice little flex right there. I ain't gonna lie.
National Hash Hole.
National Hash Hole Day. They
crazy.
Took 410. I mean, sorry, 420.
Shout out to you. You was repping New York. You didn't even know.
Yeah,
like
I didn't. I personally don't know too many rollers, but I didn't see anyone that was from the East Coast out there, or like most people were Cali brands.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You repping. That's good.
No,
That's good.
So it was kind of cool because I was also the only East Coast roller that entered. They had like this little rolling competition. Granted, I got my flower the morning of because I got it when I landed, but like I rolled a jointception, and it was pretty looking. People were like, "Oh, I saw your piece, so I knew you were here at this event," and I was like,
wow.
Hey. That was kind of cool. But so after National Hash Hole Day, I just been smoking hash holes. So I've been going. It's gonna be
that's heavy stoner shit.
Yeah. But then I'm gonna take a break. I'll take a little tea break after this year.
What?
So I wanted to ask you, Wolf, like so once you discovered us in 2019, like you said, you being more of an introvert, how did it feel to discover that the cannabis community is like a global thing, and like in this divided world, you got your cannabis people all over the world. How has that been, like discovering this community?
Right. I think that's the beauty of it, because it's like you find your people. It's like they say like having like this community where I know like I can smoke and be comfortable and it's chilled. It's you rarely see like altercations or like a lot of loud drama going on. Everybody's smoking happy, haha, kiki. It's like it was just chill. So like coming into Happy Munkey and just seeing like everybody had their little sections. It was like you can come with your friends, play game night, or like you guys may have like had something going on that night that was like really dope. I remember the costume contest you guys had, and it was just like, it was just good energy, So once finding that that's like somewhere like in Spain, when we found that at the lounges out there as well, it was like you could just walk in, like if you was going into a club or to a bar, you go and you buy a drink, you drink, you turn up, have fun, dance, go home. Same with these lounges. It's like you go in, you smoke your weed, you buy more weed, you smoke your weed again, and you go home. So it was just like, I don't know, that whole scene of just seeing like the community come from all over the world is like, it's amazing. Like it's the same vibes too. Like the language don't mean shit. We don't even gotta speak the same language. It's just like you understand the energy. Oh, you want to smoke? Like even out there they roll tobacco with hash.
Spliff. Yeah, they roll spliffs.
Yeah, so it was tweaking us out when we went. Me and Frankie was looking, and they had bowls of just tobacco. sitting there. And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
What's that?
They got hay on the table.
They do the same thing in Amsterdam. I mean, and that went a long time ago, right? At this point, right? And think about it like this: when I split a Dutch and threw away all the tobacco, all the European dudes looked at me like, "What you doing?"
Right.
That's part.
Yeah, they're like, "Yo, what you doing?"
Give it back.
Yeah, they're like, "What?" And then they saw me roll it with one leaf.
Yeah.
They're like,
no, and then the amount of flour you use, they tweak the fuck out.
"Yeah."
They're like, wait, you're not like splitting it? Like
That's what it is. They they save the flour. They save some of the flour
preserve
because
it.
they use it with they use tobacco or gravel. I don't know. At this point, it's like, ooh. But I'm like,
Yeah,
nah. I'm using mad flour. They looking at me crazy. I'm like, psh, you crazy.
Right, imagine you
My
see-
first time here, I'm rolling this fat ass blunt in this Dutch, and they looking at me throw away the gut, and they're like, all right, well, I want to sit here and I'm gonna smoke with you. Like now, now they want to taste my shit. I taste their shit. I'm like, I can't do it. And it was I seen this. I'm like, first of all, I seen this big ass joint.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, all right, cool. Smoke it. It's like, I was harsh. I couldn't do it. I had to give it back. I was like, I can't do it. So I was like, I gave them the Dutch and they kind of smoked it and they liked it a little bit. Like, see, it's still kind of the same thing, but it's not the same thing, right?
Right.
Because it's like, yeah, I'm smoking weed. Y'all was smoking tobacco. Like, you know? So it was crazy. Cigarette.
No, yeah, so it was crazy seeing that. And I think now, like, when we talk about, like, Europe and stuff, I just had these two lovely people reach out to do a piece for the Netherlands. And they live in Brooklyn, and they're doing this piece for the Netherlands, and it's a 3-part documentary series. It's going to air on their version of, like, a PBS station. Like, what they consider PBS, that's what they're doing.
Wow.
So that was kind of big, and I was
Shout
like,
out to
wait.
hell yeah.
And, you know, they met me at the park. They traveled with me to an event.
That's
They got
dope.
to film me do an event. And we talked about a little bit from, like, you know, the legal to legacy part, because they don't know that. They don't know the term legacy at all. You know? And then the other part is going to be in Morocco, they said, and it's supposed to be about, like, how they went from legalization to now they're not legal. Right. So they were
That's where they get all the hash from over there in Morocco too.
Hash, boy. That Moroccan hash.
Yeah, so it's like, and I think the other part is in the Netherlands about, like, their culture and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But to think that Roland would have done this,
They think you local, but you global, Wolf.
trying, you know, we rocking outside.
What did you think, Wolf? You were there when we had our opening up in Dykeman. You know, you've been seeing us, like you said, from the Speakeasy Lounge days to, you know, coming up there and bringing it back to the culture. What did you think? How did you feel about what was happening?
And you done a bunch of shit with us, right?
Yeah.
You worked a couple of events
No,
with us,
we
and
did,
after
yeah.
that, and we've
I was
done
gonna
stuff.
say after that,
Yeah.
it's been, you guys pretty much booked me for every event that, like, was, like, cannabis themed mostly, for, like, those bigger parties. So, like, just seeing the growth with you guys in general is, like, witnessing, like, again, going from the speakeasy to now a dispensary. That's huge, you know? And then it doesn't even look like, you know, it's like an art gallery. When you look at it from the outside, it's like, it looks like a nice little clothing store, but then you're like, wait, it looks like it goes further back. What else is back there, you know? I don't know, I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud to see, like, it being, you know, in Dykeman, you know, that's big too.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, please do. Please do.
So being being that you've been to literally every Happy Monkey event, I want to know which ones were your top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah.
Okay, I would have to say number 1 would be the Sex Museum.
Ooh.
710 Sex Museum.
How come?
That one, we had the first custom Happy Munkey bands. It was like Wolf X Happy Munkey.
Boom.
We had those custom Happy Munkey filters.
Boom.
The location was iconic. You know, and I don't know, it was just that night, the vibes. I remember, so I was in the dungeon, and the dungeon was the dungeon.
Dungeon was
Hot box. There was no
Hot
air
box.
filtration, nothing. I remember
crazy
people
down
coming
there.
up to me like fanning me, trying to give me air, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm smacked, but we here. we here. We here. I remember the guy next to me was like, he needed to go outside for like 5-10 minutes because he couldn't take it no more.
It was real.
That shit was real. And I was just in there rolling like. That was a legendary night.
Bro.
Yeah.
No lies.
Yeah.
In an event, every floor
Yeah.
had weed.
Come on.
I was gonna go down the slide with my bong. Get stuck and be in the fat dude. I'm not doing this. I took it back.
Right. See, that's the only thing. I don't get to kind of like walk the events. You know, if I'm there, I'm working, I'm like stuck to my table. It's not like I come with a, like, you know, I have my team. Shout out to my team because sometimes they'll grab my weed for me.
Yeah.
Frankie has helped and jumped behind the table and like bedazzled things for me and like, you know, held it down. But like a lot of times it's just me. So like,
because you're the roller, man.
right.
You're the roller.
So even going to like, you know, some of these grand openings, right? And I'm like hired to like work the event. And I'm like rolling up, right? And everybody's there with a brand. And everybody's like, oh, what brand you with? And I'm like, I'm with myself.
Right.
Wolf brand.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, me, you know?
Shit.
It's a humbling experience. Like, oh, you know, it's humbling.
Oh.
But it's like a real thing. It's like, shit. This is a whole brand that has been now. Like, I don't know.
I'm happy and super dope, and I'm always gonna support that situation.
The next one?
Next
Okay. The next Happy Munkey event will be the first rolling event that I did. I don't remember what that party was, but that was like
Where
coming
was it at?
At the studio.
The studio.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first time. I remember Puffington was doing the dab station right next to
Dab
me.
station.
And then I was right next to him rolling up. And then that was just like my first time being hired to roll. So that's going to always be in my iconic night. And then the third event would be, damn, this one's hard. It would either be the 5th birthday party or the
classic Clark Club.
Yeah, or the 710 rooftop because that's when I started the Bedazzles. You know, so it was like, that's when the Bedazzles really started. After that, like I said, I mean, since the first time you guys booked me, I've been booked and busy. But like,
Wow.
that really came to like, started just being like crazy busy after that because everybody wanted these super cute joints. They had girly parties, you know. It's like, oh, let's do a lot of these like herbal blends and like having a bar where people can pick what herbal blends they want to put into their joint.
Crazy.
Like, customize
Nice.
your roll.
Nice.
Customize your wolf.
Yeah.
Bedazzled roll. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, you know, but that all comes with what I told you earlier, where like the same way that you've evolved, we've evolved, society evolved in these last 5 years since you said in New York from 2019, where like a lot of people thought the way you thought, which was like, oh, you know, negative connotations to smoking, you're stoner, you're lazy, you're not a productive member of society, to now like things have gone mainstream because of people like you and people like us, where like it's okay to have an event with bedazzled, herbal, infused situations.
She look fly, man.
Right,
For your
yeah.
for your Chardonnay moms out there that like to smoke some joints, she got some nice joints that make you look pretty and all
Yeah.
that.
But think
You know
about
what
it.
I mean?
Like, it's even gone.
There you go.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Send a little, you know.
Look, it goes down to like even your outfit, right? Like I can customize it down to your outfit. We had the Happy Munkey custom bands. The only time people can get those bands was if they were there that night.
That's it.
If you weren't there,
that's
you
that
don't
style.
have that.
That's
Yeah.
You don't have that band. You don't have that band. You don't have that filter. You know, so it's like this is where it comes back to like dipping them or saving them. Like my team has them saved up.
Crazy.
People are saving them that I know that are like, oh, I'm gonna dip them and turn them into like ashtrays or like turn them into the necklace. It's crazy.
Crazy.
You know, but it's like it's the beauty of it just not only being an art piece, but like if you smoked it with somebody, you might have a like story about that.
Yeah, it's a life
know?
piece.
Takes you back to
Frankie
that
has his piece.
person, place,
Yeah.
a thing.
And my first wolf roll was on my birthday. To
Yeah.
be honest. And it
Wow.
matched my outfit.
Right.
I remember that.
And he didn't want me to roll for him.
Yeah.
I walked up to him and I was like, you know, I heard he was the raw guy, and I was like, oh, let me talk to this dude right here. I need to get sponsored. And I was like, yo, let me roll you a joint. He was like, nah, I roll my own weed. And I was like,
I did in fact say
okay.
that.
Damn.
Right. And he was like, oh, but I can give you some papers and filters. And I was like, oh, yeah, thank you.
Right.
And walked off. Then my boy Henny was like, oh, I'm going to this event. I want you to come with me. And it was his birthday party. And I was like, oh, this guy. You know? And he was like, can you roll him a joint? And I was like, yes, I can.
Yes,
I looked at his outfit and I was like, color scheme, heard you.
Boom.
That's it. We've been best friends.
Got him.
Yeah, when she gave me that
Shit.
roll, dude. I
Hook,
looked
line,
at
and
it.
sinker.
Yeah.
Literally, there was like stars in my eyes. I was looking at those videos. You could see me. I'm like, yeah, and that was it. That was literally, wow, I was stupid.
You were a believer. You were a believer
Yeah,
after that.
Yeah.
100%.
But then piece that he wears around his neck a lot is a piece that like we filmed a video for, and it was months that we found out that was the same piece that he wears on his necklace. So
Yeah.
now not only does he have like a timepiece where we smoked it, that was the first time I think we had that Libra Zebra night,
Yeah, and
where,
that in
like-
fact is a jointception.
and it was a jointception. Yeah, that was the Libra Zebra night, but it was like we were like, so when you do the jointception after the second joint burns, it leaves like this massive hole inside, right? You just got like now this big hash hole because the other joint is gone, right? So Newbuds looking at it, and he's like, oh look, this is a big hole inside. And me and Frankie look at each other, and he's like, yeah, and I'm like, right. He grabs like I think the hot knife or something. I grab the concentrate, and we drop more dab in there. And he was like,
words to each other.
Newbuds like, what the fuck just happened? So we're both Libras, but it was just like, damn, yeah, like drop more concentrate into. That's what that looked like. It was meant to be. Like,
Oh Lord.
but yeah, now he has it. He wears it as a necklace, and that's the story for it. So it's like you could even encapsulate a time where you smoked it.
How about you, Newbuds? What was your first Bedazzled experience with the wolf?
It was the night that we rolled up. That we were upstairs. That we were having that rolling competition. That Frankie dropped the weed. I don't want to mention everybody else's name, but it was like that he dropped the weed that night.
Oh, we
That
went
was
to
the
the
first
Bronx.
time.
Oh,
I dropped
okay.
like 2.5
Mhm.
grams.
You was nervous because I just said there was a few rollers in there, so I was like, let's
Can't
have
be
a
dropping
fit,
the
you know?
weed, fam. You
Yeah.
can't be
Let's just
dropping
roll
the
some
weed.
weed.
See that belt over there? I made up for it, you heard?
We got better.
He got it right. He got it right. But,
Some wolf touches. You do got a water pen now. I mean,
yeah.
got it right. But I think it was that night.
Yeah.
It was that night.
That was the first night. Oh, that was the night we took shrooms.
So it was a little different. I was on shrooms.
Okay.
So
We could go into that too. Shit.
That was my first time ever taking it that night, too.
Shit.
That was a lot of first. That was my first wolf roll. Then I was actually it was my first time meeting wolf.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was just amazed. I was just amazed for seeing. I told Wolf this when I first met her, like just how she walked in the room, set up her equipment. You know, in a predominantly man-driven industry, and they kind of don't highlight or look at women. So just to come in there confident, head up, just head rolling like.
Nah, the
this is
homie,
big ass
she
yours.
already know what it is.
I was
Get
like,
the fuck out of
I
here.
like this. I'm like, this
Yeah.
feels nice.
Yeah.
I'm like, I smoke weed. Like I have a like. I'm one that friend, like I'm about to come to your crib and smoke. Like if you about to come and smoke 1 or 2 joints, you might as well stay home. Don't waste my time or your time.
Yeah.
You ain't about to come over here and smoke a half. When I saw her pour all that, I'm like, yeah, that's weed right there. So I was happy.
Yeah. She
So I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I don't have a peace dip yet, but I think I have the most wolf rolls in my ashtray at home.
Yeah. He collected the most.
It's a lot in there, like special joint, birthday joints,
Collab joints, because you
Collab
have that
joints.
get
Oh,
get
man.
collab joint.
Lego Day joints, like 14-gram joints, 20-gram joints, short, like just. So now we're about to add this 40-gram joint to it. So.
Did you answer, Jordan? We got all 3 of yours.
Yeah.
Your answers.
She gave him 4, man.
Oh
Yeah.
man, shit's crazy. So I guess since now you've traveled for rolling everywhere, right?
Mhm.
You've been to all the places that we've been to as far as conferences and stuff like that. What was like outside of like Happy Munkey, outside of New York? Like forget about New York. What's like the dopest like event that you kind of like catered to?
The dopest event that I kind of catered to. I wouldn't say I catered to this event, but I think Weed You in Spain, that experience walking into that lounge, it felt like home, like Happy Monkey.
Weed You?
Weed You.
I didn't get to see that one.
Yeah, it felt like Happy Munkey in Spain. I kid you not.
Wow, dope.
Like I walked in there, they had this bar, they had this big mirror behind the bar with like a bunch of stickers. We saw a Budju sticker, and we saw like a few people. I think I
Nice.
wonder, did we see a Happy Monkey sticker?
I,
I want to say we
don't know.
might
I
have.
don't know, 'cause you man.
Yeah, you know, it's all over the place. But you know,
I
we
went
went
way
in there,
before that.
and it was just like, wow, this felt comfortable. They were watching like a football game or soccer, football, whatever. It was watching a game on TV. It was a big one. I was there to smoke weed.
It was a playoff game. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
playoff game. So
All right, so I guess I'll rephrase it. What's the best like the best event that you was hired to that you was like, oh shit, like this is some shit. Like I'm here hired to roll in this like different event. Like what like gave you like a starstruck like.
I'm telling you, it goes back to that 710 on the rooftop.
Woo!
Because that was the night I came out with the Bedazzled, and that was the night that people in the community recognized me. Like, great to be recognized outside of my community, but when I come home, like, you know, these events that I do where it's gotten so big that I've been doing now legal brands. And these legal brands are like, yo, we want to take you to other events in other places. So it's like, oh, yeah, that's dope to hear now. But, like, you know, doing that rooftop event really set the tone of what was coming next, you know, down to like creating the filter art, now to the bands being like custom to the filter art during the seasons and things of that nature. So now people are collecting them because they got the seasons. Oh, did you get the Halloween band? Oh, you got that band. You know, I just did one with Combud. You didn't get that band, did you? You know, like it was
Right.
things like that, you know?
Right.
So it was like doing those kind of events and doing that is like, collect them all.
Yeah, nah, man. You match the
Yeah.
fly. Whatever event we do, you match the fly. So it's always
You know?
like dope. You know
Right,
what I mean?
even down to like the snail paper collab that we have where it's like they have a players pack, right? They're doing a bunch of people in New York City. So they have like, I think there's like probably 11 of us on there. But like majority of it is my peoples. So it's like, it's a beautiful thing to see. Like, I'm like seeing my community now also being represented.
Yep.
You know, going down to like just things that maybe I use that I see other people using. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like to see, like, you know, and then even being more creative outside of that, and then having, like, you know, seeing the creativeness of rolling and the different techniques of it. It's really, like, it's huge, you know? I think that's just, like, again, for me, though, it goes back to 710, that rooftop event was.
Thank you
A1.
very much. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Now, my best friend even worked that event because she was doing the what's the studding glass.
Oh,
She was standing right next
shout
to
out
me.
to
We
them,
had Rolling
yeah.
Bouquet right next to me.
Yeah, all sorts of shit.
Yeah, it
We-
was dope. It was dope.
yeah,
So
we like to give activations, right? Because that's the one thing we like to like add. Anytime we have an event, we don't. I don't like to like have people set up as a vendor style, even though it's kind of like that because you're at the table. But if anything, you gotta kind of like provide a service.
yeah, no, you guys taught me to get paid because this is a service.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I don't sell the flower. I don't provide the flower.
Yeah.
I don't. That's not my business. What you smoke is what you smoke. Because some people don't even smoke all flower.
See,
You know, it's not for me to judge how you smoke.
that's
But let me just take what you smoke and make it beautiful.
there you go. There you go.
You know, let me put the little touch on there.
There you go. Bars Jordan, she got it right there. That's a good one right there, right? She got it. Yeah, she got it right there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but really, that's what it is.
That was good. Oh man. Did we miss anything, Jordan? I don't know. I don't want to feel like we missed something.
You had to describe Happy Monkey in one word.
The one word.
What would it
And why?
I go back to being home because it was like it just felt so comfortable, like just walking in there and like again I wasn't the type to be at a bar. I wasn't the type to like after I found cannabis I really didn't drink that much, so I didn't really care for those scenes. And like smoking, it's like either again there's no places, so I'm smoking
Right.
either in my room, my friend's room, you know.
Yeah.
But to be outside and like a space made for you to smoke weed
Right.
and like have this, you know, I don't know, game night with your friends, not being trapped up in someone's house. I think again, it just felt like home. You know, it's like being home, but it's not your home. I don't know. To me, that's what Happy Monkey makes me think of as home.
Nah, thank you for those kind words and for everything you do for the culture, New York, community. We appreciate you. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
Absolutely, yeah, man. And today's your day, man. So I wanna make sure that before we leave, you tell anybody if you got any thoughts, if maybe you forgot, if maybe you want to shout some people out, maybe you want to tell people where to follow you at. You know, this is kind of like your moment. Let's do it. Let's
Oh my
get
God,
him.
put me on the spot. This is
Nah.
hard. You
I
can
don't know.
follow me, Wolf_stoner_queen. Chris Wolf Designs is my business page. Shout out to, my mentors that, besides you guys, I have like Kim B.
Shout
I
out to
have
Kim
Gina
B.
J, who's like really been like helping me hone in on things. Shout out to my team, Frankie, Newbud. We got Brick, Henny, Cassandra, just like anyone that's been in my circle and on my team. I really do appreciate you guys for holding me down. Like, it's really the community, because that's how it builds, like if it wasn't that I had people like even like someone like a Kate or just anyone going around saying, hey, look, this is Wolf, look at her
Yeah.
piece, let me show you. I was at an event, Jim Jones was there, Queenie came up to me, she was like, I gotta give him a Wolf row, anything like that's the community showing me love. And if it wasn't for that, this wouldn't be what it is.
Yeah, man. We
You
fuck
know?
with you. Everybody fucks with you.
I appreciate
It's easy. It's easy.
yeah.
I got another one.
Ah,
Oh my
let's
God.
do it. Let's do it, Jordan. Let's do it.
Have you on the manifestations, you feel me?
Okay.
So let's just put it out there. Top 3 collab brands.
Your dream
wish
collabs.
list of collabs.
My
Right.
wish list.
Right. Wish list of collabs,
Collabs.
or like, what
Okay.
would be like your dream events?
Rihanna's birthday party.
Bang,
Put it out
bang,
there. That's
bang.
been my biggest one.
We all there. We all there. We all there.
She needs a wolf row. I did a Fenty joint recently. I just know it's gonna fit her aura.
Ooh.
But I think honestly that would be one, and then 2 would be like having a well-known company that I strongly use also be a collab. Whether it's down to like maybe the grinder I use, or maybe like the equipment and things like that, for a brand that I use heavy to be like, yo, let's do this.
What would it be though? So now now let's get down to that. What would it be? Would it be a grinder? Would it be papers? Would it be a bedazzle? Would it be tips? What
So
would
we
it
have
be?
papers.
All right, then. So,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right, so
yeah.
we already got papers.
So
All right,
we got
let's go.
papers. I don't know. It could be a rolling tray. I have this idea of a tray that I would like.
All right. So what company would you like want to make a deal with? Like, yo, I want this type of
Partnership,
setup.
Okay.
Who would be?
So
a
for
collab
me, it's not about the name. It's about the partnership.
with? Boom.
So I don't know the name.
It don't matter.
It don't matter, because for me, I just need to know that it's genuine. That's one thing, like that. Since I've started, like coming into you guys and it being
fucks
like,
with
yo,
you. You
look,
know
since
what
it's
it
been
is.
Genuine. I work with only genuine people. If you don't know my business, maybe I'm not the person that you want to hire. But like, if you do come across my business and you understand my business, then you would understand why you want to hire me. So if it's not like, if I have to like really like sell myself to you, it's almost like that doesn't feel genuine to me anymore.
Not
You know,
organic.
It's not organic. I need it.
Like forced.
I could probably hit up Rihanna's team and be like, nah, she's gonna be at an event. Maybe it's a Happy Munkey event. Who knows?
Word.
She's gonna be at an event. We're gonna cross paths.
Word. That
And
sounds
that's
crazy.
how it's gonna happen.
Shout out to Happy Munkey for producing that
Yeah.
Rihanna birthday party aside, because that's what.
I'm just saying. Like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just want genuine collabs. Like, I don't care who it's with. It just needs to feel comfortable.
Word.
All that other stuff is just whatever. But like, if it doesn't feel good to me, it's not gonna work. Then I feel like I'm working.
I ain't mad at that, man.
I don't feel like I'm working. When I go outside, I feel like I'm gonna hang out because I don't go outside. So when I'm outside, I'm like, oh yeah, I am working. Yeah, I'm rolling up, but like that's comfortable for me. Like,
They say when you do what you love, it's not work.
yeah,
you know?
no, seriously, I didn't think that was true, but like,
Now y'all know out there, if you wanna, smoke right, have a celebration, tap in with Wolf, put some bedazzle in your life, but get your glow up when you smoke up. You know what I mean? So tap in with her, 'Cause, get it now because, yesterday's price is not today's price. If you're going global, you might not be able to afford it soon, so y'all better get on it now before the numbers go up.
Word up, man. And her and the squad are out smoke y'all. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. They ready to smoke. They ready to smoke. Straight up and down, bro. So like I said, this is a stoner-ass episode. They get busy. You know what I'm saying? So whenever y'all ready, let's hot box it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Now y'all know everybody out there. If you learned anything today, remember you're too blessed to be stressed. Things will get greater later. Keep choosing happy. And, look out for Wolf. Look out for Happy Monkey.
We got my man Vlad out here in these streets, y'all. We got him on super contact today, baby. This shit is hot. Y'all can't see the blurriness and the smoke. The smoke
is
crazy.
The concentrate. It's the concentrate.
It's like that. It's like that basement in the Van Gogh.
Whoa. Boy,
light smoke session.
Yeah, it's little. You know what I mean?
Nah, thank you. That was a
Thank
vibe,
you. That was
Wolf.
good.
I appreciate you guys.
Yo, that's it. You see, that was easy. It was simple. We knew that was.
Just like,
No, I just watched. That's why.